They assigned me to a cursed aircraft. 2 previous crews had flown it on missions and never made it back alive, yet the aircraft itself returned without a scratch. Everyone who flew it died, but the plane survived. People started saying it was cursed. No pilot wanted to touch it. They called it Lucky 13. Ironically, its identification number started with 13, ended with 13, and even added up to 13, an unlucky number. But the Air Force had a tradition. Rookies got stuck with whatever nobody else wanted. So my commanding officer assigned Lucky 13 to me.
It's all yours, Lieutenant.
Rookies get the leftovers, you know how that is.
Standing there looking at Lucky 13, I felt uneasy. I had no idea that this encounter would change both our fates forever. Soon after, I flew Lucky 13 on my first mission. They put me at the front of the formation, the position with the highest casualty rate. Once the shooting started, the lead aircraft almost never made it out. I knew the odds, so I tried not to overthink it. I just focused on scanning the area around. The 2 soldiers in the cargo bay were complaining that this wasn't an aircraft, it was a coffin with wings. Luckily, all 3 aircraft made it to the target zone without incident. But the moment the soldiers rushed out, the enemy opened fire. 1 aircraft was destroyed instantly. Realizing we'd been ambushed, we immediately pulled back. But another pilot tried to abandon his team and escape on his own.
Still got men on the ground, John.
The second he took off, his aircraft was blown to pieces. Seeing how fierce the enemy's assault was, I quickly ordered everyone left to get on Lucky 13. But just as I was about to take off, I realized someone hadn't made it on board yet.
We got one more.
10 seconds to intercept. Oh my God, damn it! Come on!
Not wanting to leave anyone behind, I slowed down. By the time the last man climbed aboard, enemy missiles were already closing in. At the critical moment, I fired off flares and barely escaped. But the real danger was just beginning. I flew the aircraft into a stone forest, thinking I'd lost them. But they spotted that I hadn't crashed and quickly attacked again. The tight space made it impossible for our massive aircraft to maneuver effectively. All I could do was fire more flares to mess with their targeting. But that was just a temporary fix. My co-pilot opened up with a machine gun, but the stone pillars were too dense. The bullets couldn't hit the agile enemy fighters, and nearly got us into even worse trouble. Watching them stay on our tail, I had a split-second idea. I told my co-pilot to shoot the pillars instead. After we took out our pursuers, the system suddenly warned that we were out of ammo, but there was still 1 enemy blocking our path ahead. To save everyone on board, I decided to take a risk. As we passed right by them, I fired off a flare at point-blank range. After narrowly taking them out, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Then I brought the surviving crew safely back to base. That's when I finally realized I'd been wrong all along. This rejected aircraft, Lucky 13, was actually a treasure. After that, I flew Lucky 13 on 19 more combat missions. During that time, not a single person died. My commanding officer praised me and wanted to replace Lucky 13 with the latest model aircraft, but I refused. I'd fallen in love with this old bird.
Even when ground fire was so thick you could step from the cockpit to the ground on shrapnel shots.
I do appreciate